No, it's June 7th. A lot has changed out here. A lot of good things, a lot of bad things. So, take a quick look. Noticing that there's only 2 plants in the entire yard that are really keeping the bees active, and that's this phenomenal lavender. I've got 2 of them right here. And then the other would be, they're mostly falling apart, would be the poppies now. So, in the future, plant more poppies and propagate this lavender, get this going. So I've got other annuals, pumpkins planted out here. Try to make this pretty quick. None of the stuff is really producing, none of the cherries, none of the apples. As for the pawpaw, we've only got 1 fruit on the pawpaw, but it's the only pawpaw tree big enough to hold fruit anyway. And second, we got some apples here. This is the Sundance apple. I believe it's either the Sundance or the Pixie Crunch. I believe it's a Sundance. We also have a Honeycrisp there, but it's not flowering. Didn't flower this year. Cherry trees, looking big as usual. Loquat tree, second loquat tree. Now let's see, we do have tons of blueberries. I'm not going to show all the blueberries. As for the side garden, it's doing well. Now, raspberry bush, I didn't care for the raspberries at first because they're not that sweet, but I'm getting quite a few every day. So I'm gonna go ahead and spread this raspberry and keep it, and it's shooting up, spreading fast. Now, something that is exciting is being in Zone 7, upstate of South Carolina. And it looks to me like I have my very own banana flower. And it is June. It is right now June 7th, and this flower is sticking out. So hopefully there'll be some bananas coming out. Everybody's saying, no, you can't get bananas. It's too cold in Greenville, South Carolina. But it looks like I might get them. And fig trees, hard to see, but they're producing little figs. Already figs coming out, and these trees are only 2 years old. There's nothing. Cranberry, making cranberries. Let's get going. Now on this side of the yard, I took 2 pallets, built my girlfriend a couple raised beds for flowers, put her in some pots. And here we go. Now we're about to see some of the problems. One of the problems is how prolific this peach tree is, because I think I'm taking out all the stone fruit for good, and I'll show you why. Everything is looking good. This was kind of a jacked up tour. Oh, and I got a bird nest up here, a couple more bird nests. But to the problems I'm having are nothing but the bugs. The bugs are eating everything. So as you come through and you walk, I have again spring satin pluot, which is being replaced by the Liberty apple because nothing but holes in them, no fruit stayed. And here we go. Here's one of the pluots. Now it looks like I have a lot left. They're real pretty, but they continue to fall nonstop, and every single one has a bug bite and a worm in it. It's very rare that I get some without. So this might be the Flavor Supreme pluot. I'm not sure which one it is, or the Flavor Finale. It's one of those, but they taste okay. But it's very rare that you get one that doesn't have bug bites on it. So it's good. I like them, but the amount of bugs and fruit that's fallen, I'm really debating on getting rid of it. Here's the peach tree that already produced in May that's coming out. I put my Colette pear here when I transferred it, but I did a poor job and the pear tree's dying. So here's what happens. I didn't listen. I got selfish with one of my pluot trees because I wanted the fruit. And if you look at the amount of fruit, the amount of pluots, it's dumb. And look what happens. Bam. Snap branch because I had too much fruit on this tree. Look at the other branches hitting the ground, so I guess I better do good at thinning. But it seems like no matter which pluot you pull off of here, see, like there's a hole right here in the stem. So I got to cut this with a knife because I hate biting into it. I'm seeing a worm, but they're so good. But I'm not going to spend the rest of my life digging up dead fruits off the ground, cutting worms out of them, even though it looks like I have a lot. Which, who knows, I might decide they still left me enough. But again, this is sad, but it's part of life, so I'm gonna come out after the video and chop this off. Another peach tree. Again, you see bug damage. Some of them don't have it, but I'm waiting on the next round of bugs to come, which looks like they are. So this peach tree is going to be replaced, as well as that peach tree. And again, the pluot, despite the amount of fruit, you can see some damage on mostly all of it. And I'm pretty sure that there's worms in almost all of them. So let's keep going. This pluot tree is definitely coming out. It only gave me one fruit without bugs on it, and it is being replaced by the Sundance apple. Okay, so the one in the front was a Pixie Crunch. And another exciting addition, we got a rooster. So we now have 4 females and 1 rooster. So baby chicks might be in the future. So we look back at where we come from. Again, it's definitely taken on the jungle feel, but having to get rid of so many trees is really going to put a damper in the plans. So we come up to the next one, the Santa Rosa plum, which I've raved about. So much fruit on this tree has gotten moldy and fallen off that I have to make a command decision. For example, bug damage right here. Look, so many of them, same story. They start rotting on the side. When they start to look ready, they're either rotting or full of worms. And so the Santa Rosa plum was just replaced with a Fuyu persimmon. So the Fuyu persimmon will take over the Santa Rosa plum. As we continue on down the trail, one constant is the Orient pear. It is avoiding the plum cuculio. Hit these several times and I dug them out. The eggs never survived. So it's cool if the plum cuculio hits these Orient pears because they're not going to take them. So the only issue with these Orient pears is that they flower in March and we get freezes till April, but this year we got lucky. No freezes. Okay. Now we're going to hit up the side garden, which is where I do my annuals, and I have no idea what I'm really doing. But once we step into the first bed, we have all the basics. Green beans, tomato, growing up a vine, more green beans. And as we come through, it's really simple. We got some type of trellising melon. We got carrots, chard. We got royal burgundy, which are purple, green beans. Deep back in here, we have kale, tons of kale in every bed. More kale, carrot, more kale, and zucchini. And I used to rip the leaves off when I found the bugs, but the bug eggs, but now I just wipe them off. And they fall to the ground, and I'm pretty sure they can't really continue their life. Cucumber, carrot, that's one bed. Come to the second bed, we've got cabbage growing. Same thing, just chaos planting different types of Brussels sprouts here, carrots, all kind of stuff. Don't mention we got several moringa trees planted. Hopefully they can get something going. More kale, again, pepper, more kales, beets, more chard, greens, beans, everything you can think of. More Brussels sprouts, and I don't know what I'm doing, but it looks like everything is growing. So I'm gonna step back in the shade. We've got 2 kale plants going to seed. I want to save the seeds, but then we've got zucchini on the ground, hiding a persimmon tree. Oh, there's too much. I don't want to go through every vegetable, But we've got other tomatoes coming in, more melons creeping through here, green beans, tomatoes, asparagus coming up. See, I'm sure there's vegetables I haven't showed. There's different types of chard out here. Let's go see what we missed. Oh, we've also got some yellow green beans, and we've got the dragon tongue green beans. Oh, and of course, you know, blueberry bush, blueberry bush, blueberry bush, blueberry bush. I haven't gone over all of them, but there's about 20. Oh, and then the size of the, what is that, the elderberry getting over the roof of the house, like, it's crazy. And let's go back here. We got more tomatoes. I'm gonna start freezing them. More tomatoes, just the usual garden stuff, but I still feel like it's not enough. We've got potatoes here, but I feel like I failed on planting a decent amount of potatoes. So let's see if there's anything I missed. I also put up this bird tower I've been working on. I just take pallets, leftover pallets, and chop them up, turn them into this. So I built this one out of pallets, and I also gave them some little water with some rocks in it under that birdhouse. And then I built two more birdhouses out of here out of pallet wood. This one right here and this one. I just wish the birds would stay here. I see them coming out of their nests and flying to different yards to bring back food. So I'm getting the canopy. As I look up in the sky, I see, here's another problem with the plums. You see rotting, but this is the Toka bubblegum plum. Beautiful tree, but I'm not gonna keep these stone fruits if I have to worry about this nonstop. See this? And these little moldy spores all over it, like this is nonstop. And I don't want to deal with that. So just like here, I had the, what is this? It's supposed to be the pollinator pluot. I don't remember what it's called, like the mother of all pollinators for pluots. But emerald drop pluot. But it's called it emerald drop because it drops everything it has and doesn't give you fruit. So I made a mistake. I decided I was going to keep the emerald drop pluot, so I dug up the pear tree from here and replanted it, and that pear tree died. Now I have to find a new replacement for this emerald drop pluot. Again, it looks nice, but the Santa Rosa plum, I think the issues, and it's getting full sun, the issues make me pull this tree out. There's more rotting fruit. So despite the size, that's coming out. It's sad. So the problems is the broken branches and all the plums and all the peaches coming out, and they're the backbone. They're the backbone of this food forest right now. I've got tons of other things, raspberries, blackberries, volunteer American persimmons, Siberian pea shrubs, peach from seed, another Siberian pea shrub, buffalo berry, and of course, Elaeagnus gumi. So as for support plants, like here, I have a chocolate mimosa, which I'll be cutting down soon, but it provides awesome shade for now to get some of the young things started. Siberian pea shrubs, or I forgot the other common name, buckthorn, sea buckthorn. I got 2 of those, and I've got this one, beautyberry. This one, which I'm gonna start propagating, is blue false indigo. They grow well here. Native plum, blueberry. So I'm skipping over tons because I see comments saying nice food orchard, not a food forest, and that's cool. Also here, small things too, randomly, like sweet potato vines coming up. So a lot is changing. It makes me sad that I got to start over with a lot of these trees, because a lot of them, like the Santa Rosa plum, I've invested 4 years in. But it's part of the game, I guess. And like the peach tree here, not many pests on this. It survived many of them. I see some new bites coming, but I'm afraid of the next wave of pest. So even though this is a big, beautiful peach tree, it's got to come out. Just like here, this is the contender peach, and I went ahead and replaced it with an Orient pear right here in the middle. Oh, we forgot to mention something that is doing okay, and that is the grapes. The grapes usually do okay. They're a red seeded grape, and they usually do okay. So I'm not too worried about them. I was worried when they started coming in. Something else I didn't show you too is I've got other grapevines started. About 7 other grapevines, but this is the only one producing fruit. Sure, I missed a lot. We've got 1 pear on the moon glow finally. Finally a moon glow pear. And I was about to cut that out, but because it got blight, but it fought the blight off. The Chijiro pear got slaughtered by blight, so that's gone. The muscadine that I pulled out of the woods right next to my house, that they were chopping down more at the Blue Falls Indigo. Love this plant. Ayers pear, not producing. Oh, you got to get one of these sun cooker chicken or a sun oven, a solar cooker. Heats up pretty good. So, I mean, a lot of stuff that I missed too that I didn't even talk about. We've got Roselle, the Jamaican hibiscus. We've got more cardoons coming up that I just planted. This is a walking stick kale, supposed to be about 20 feet tall. We've got lilies popping up. And also, I didn't even show this too, we've got fruit coming up on the, what is this? Pineapple guavas. Sage, looking good. We got, oh no. So when you see this wilting leaves, it means a vine borer probably found it and got into it, because it's not even the hottest part of the day yet, and it's wilting at the tip. So there's a chance there might be some vine damage, and that's okay. And we've got several pawpaws planted, just waiting, and a couple pumpkin vines getting started, and now we're back where we started. More support plant, big old rosemary. It survived even down to 8 degrees. And a non-use coral bark maple. Can't do anything with it. And I think that's about it. Nothing else really to show. Getting ready to split a bunch of wood. But that's it. A lot of problems having. Again, one of the grapevines I just put up. So 17 minutes and I'm going back and forth. I'm pretty sure I got to cut this off. And yeah, I'm not getting the fruit that I thought I was going to get. Oh, because when I first started this, and you see I've got garlic curing. But when I first started this, I knew I loved stone fruit. I knew I wanted to eat stone fruit. I love plums, pluots, peaches, and I planted nothing but those, not knowing the pest issues. And I refused to spray. I refused to treat chemicals, even kaolin clay. So my plan is to just shoot for the oriental pears and to shoot for persimmons, because I haven't even mentioned down here, I've got a good amount of persimmons forming. This is a Saijo persimmon. It's an astringent. I've got about 4 fuyus, and I got 1 fuyu in the yard putting out fruit. I have a Makiwa Jiro, and I have a Nikita's Gift persimmon. And that's it. I'm gonna chill out here for a little bit because it's a lot cooler in the shade. But hopefully I'll get some of these trees dug out, chop them up, turn them into barbecue wood, and get some strong pest-free plants that I don't have to sit out here every day, keep the fruit flies out. So if anybody knows any fruit trees that are great for zone 7, I'll pop them in and hopefully have a stress-free garden.